Tutorial, and in this tutorial we're gonna talk about Koin. Okay, Koin is another dependency injection framework which is much lighter than Dagger 2 or Hilt. Okay, so it is suitable for smaller apps, also suitable for large scale apps depending on the app, okay, how complex the app is. And it requires no code generation and is built based on the Kotlin functional extensions. Okay, so it is also a domain specific language, DSL. You may have noticed that when using Dagger, a lot of code must be written to set up the dependency injection, right? So we are not gonna write a lot of code to set up in Koin, because it is very you can easily set up in faster, okay, around so Koin approach to DI is allowing faster integration. Okay, so that's why it's very popular among Kotlin Android application developers. Okay, and Koin can be added to your project by adding the dependency that we are gonna show you here right now. Okay, let me go to my build.gradle. Let me close this, because we are gonna, in this tutorial, we're gonna pretty much implement this randomized application that generates the random number, integrating the Koin dependency injection, right? So let me close this window and let me go and implement my dependency for Koin, right? So for Koin we need to implement okay, you can io insert Koin. Okay, and we have a Koin core. So I'm gonna use this version 3.2.2. So let me sync the project. Okay, yeah, I think we have already added the dependencies, and to set up the Koin in your application, you need to start the Koin. So okay, so let me create my application class, Koin application class. Okay, so this Koin application will obviously implement the application, right? Inherit the application class, super class, and on create. So how do we set up? You start the Koin. Okay, it's pretty, we are using this DSL approach, domain specific language approach. So Android log, Android and okay, actually we can start our Koin and passing the modules. Okay, so we still have to create our modules, right? What you see is we have to pass here our models, so you can create your models here. So what is done here is actually you can configure what a application context is in your application context there is okay, let me see if we can do some Android. Okay, we don't have application context okay, so we don't need to do that. Okay, so the important part is your models, right? So let me go and okay, you can just create some models for your class that is A. So you can just create a simple module here, single, and class A. Okay, you have just create a single instance, right? And well, modules for class B. So I'm just showing how you can create the models, right? Single class B. Okay, so here you can also create it in a using a factory, because class B has a instance that you can get it, right? Okay, you see that this instance is pretty much obtained from here, right? So here now you can just pretty much add your modules, right? So you can add a single module, write modules for class A, class A for your class A, or you can provide a list of modules. Like now I have modules for class A, and I have another modules that is for class B. Okay, so this is how you start the I mean, like, you set up your coin. Okay, and as you can see, whenever a dependency is provided using the single notation, only one instance will be used across the entire application lifecycle. So this is kind of a singleton. Okay, and this is useful for repositories, database, and API components where multiple instances will be costly for the application. So single is used for repositories, database, API component. Okay, so in these cases we use single instances, right? So factory annotation is will create a new object every time. So here we have new object every time, right? Whenever you call that. So time an injection is performed. So this may be useful in the situations like when an object needs to live as long as the activity or fragment is there, right? So for activity or fragment, so for cases when object needs to live as long as activity and fragment lives, right? So so this is useful for this kind of scenarios, right? So the dependency injection, dependency can be injected using the by inject method or the get method, as you can see here. I'm injecting this by using the get method, and you can also use the inject method. So Koin also offers the possibility of using qualifiers with the named of like just like the qualifiers as you told. For example, I can use a qualifier here, like a named qualifier. I can name it as a my class A. So this is my qualifier, right? So I can just use these qualifiers. Used qualifiers to rename it, right? So this allows you to provide multiple implementations of the same type, right? So this is the situation. So it's like for example, providing two or more list objects with a different content, right? So this is it. And also there is another situation in Koin is one of the main feature of Koin for Android application is also scope for activities and fragment, and can be defined as I will define it here. So let me define for this scope of class B, I will define a scope. So in this scope I will define named scope of type activity, like any activity, like main activity, and I will get the scoped value of a class B. Okay, and inject the value. Yeah, you can also provide the scope. This code, what it does is connects the lifecycle of class B dependency to the lifecycle of our main activity. Okay, so it connects the life cycle pretty much. So in order for you to inject your instance into your activity, you will need to extend the scope activity class. So this class is responsible, like for example, what you have to do now is you have to extend not app compactability but scope activity that I am not able to use here. Okay, because maybe it's uh, so let me try to use it in here. Coin activity scope activity okay, we are not able to use it because main activity. Okay, actually it doesn't exist there, so yeah, okay, let's not bother about this thing. What this scope is doing, it's just like connecting your dependency to the life cycle of your activity on which it is defined, right? The scope is defined. So actually this activity is responsible for holding the reference as long as the activity lives, like right. So that's how it the scope is defined. And uh, what else? Okay, we are not able to insert that because we have to also implement another in Koin library, that is implement like I will insert Koin, but this time not Koin core but Koin Android. That's why we were not able to use that. So it's you also need to add your necessary Koin library. So the latest version is available there, so let's go and sync it right now. Okay, yeah, you see now we have the scope activity. You can just use it here right now because we were missing the library, right? So using this scope activity, you can pretty much now call the class B and your class B by inject, right? So you can just pretty much inject your dependency in similar manner. Okay, so such like a scope activity, you also have a scope fragment. Okay, uh, and okay, what else? uh, uh, you can also actually inject the view models directly. Okay, so you can provide the necessary dependency of view models also. So let's go and define that Coin application. Let me provide you another example. So for view model, like for example, you can provide view model my number view model, and just you can just view model. Okay, let me see if there is any simple view models. Model screen. Okay, it is using view number view model, but here we need a number repository, right? repository, and here why within it is a random get model. This is about the coin, right? And my number view model. Okay, as you can see, you can just do it here pretty much, right? In this way. And so you can also actually inject your view model into your activity in such a way, like for example, if I want to inject any view model, okay, for me, let me create a simple view model, right? So here let me create my Koin view model. Okay, which is just doing view model, which inheriting the view model. So my Koin activity, okay, so let me go to my Koin application, defined my Koin view model, and you don't need this because you don't have any instance there, right? So you see, you can just define the view model here, and how to use the view model in your Koin activity is pretty simple. You just need to go to your create the instance of view model, right? My view model will be Koin view model by view model. Yeah, so this is how you inject the dependency of view model into your activity, and you can use the view model, these view models, right? So alternatively, you can also define in another way. Alternative view model approach is pretty simple, like my Koin view model equals to get view model, right? So you can also do it in this alternative way. Okay, so without with this all simple theoretical and some kind of practical discussion, I will try to implement this concept that we have learned to this application, that pretty much when you click, generates the random number. Okay, so how can we do that? Okay, so let's follow and do this exercise. So we will write this application and we'll perform the dependency injection using Koin framework. So this exercise actually is also we did it in our previous lectures, where we did it first manually, then secondly we used dagger 2, and thirdly we use also hilt dependency injection. So now final approach that we are going to do is using Koin injection, so that you can see the difference and you can choose the best one for you. Okay, so so let's go and first create my repository, guys. So okay, so it's a Koin repository. So my Koin repository, actually it will be my, okay, let me just rename it, because it's not only Koin, it's a Koin number repository. Okay, so this Koin number repository will generate and generate the next number. Okay, and it's not a class, it's a interface, right? And we have to implement this interface by creating another class which is called Koin number repository implementation. Okay, so here we are gonna implement the Koin number repository. So we have to obviously implement the members. Okay, and this implementation will be taking a private random number instance of the random number, and it will return the random next integer value, right? So we have implemented the necessary repository. So what next is we have to also check out our view model. So our view model will obviously have the dependency repository dependency is like Koin number repository. So this dependency, and then we are gonna have this private number live data, and which is a mutable live data of type int, and we have also a public number live data of type int, and it's assigned to number live data. Generate the next number, and so it will be, so after we generate the next number, we just post the value to the Koin number repository and generate the next number, right? Okay, so now the view model is ready. So the main implementation is our it lies in the Koin application class, but be careful guys, your applications class should be assigned to your manifest file. So actually I'm using my old Hilt application class, but I will change it to Koin application class. And your Koin application class, I will define the modules necessary is while Koin module, Koin number module, so will be my module, and I will have a single instance of a random number which will be used, like I will have also another single instance for, as I told you, single instance, the singleton are used in also in repository. So my single instance for my singleton repository that we're gonna use for our not number repository but Koin number repository. So we'll create this Koin number repository implementation and get inject this random dependency, right? And you can also take it as a your app module. Then you also need to have your main module is your module that I'm gonna use is with your scope. I'm gonna pass the scope, my scope with the named qualifier of main is my activity is Koin activity, and the scope that I'm gonna pass, the scope is so it will be attached to my life cycle of my activity, and the dependency is pretty much attached. So main like my Koin view model, and I pass the inject the dependency, right? So that's it. And obviously I need to context, my context that I'm gonna pass is this Koin application, and the modules that I'm gonna pass is not these previous modules, but app module and main module, right? These two modules. Okay, you can also add your logger here. Okay. So yeah, that's it, guys. So we are pretty much okay with our Koin setup, and so now finally we need to go to our activity and finish the final setup, that is final attach you with the UI, right? Our so okay, let me get my view model, Koin view, my private Koin view model, Koin view model by inject. So I will inject the dependency of the view model, which is and then my Koin view model will have a number live data. Then I will observe this live data and update my UI, right? So I will get the text view, then add this update this text with a random number that I will get from the view model live data, right, to string. And finally I can also generate a random number. So my main button set on click listener, and my view model, Koin view model, and whenever you click the button you will generate next random number, and that's it. So yeah, I think this is pretty okay, and we can just pretty much run the application and see if everything's working fine. Okay, let me, yeah, there is an error here, so I will just cancel this and clean the necessary code and relaunch it again. So everything should be working fine. As you can see, the difference between the dagger 2, the hilt, and the Koin, you see that the Koin is much more lightweight, right? For integration, you don't need to write much boilerplate codes, right? It's much more, you can set up proper easier. But here I'm getting the error. Why I'm getting the error? Okay, so let me see what's the Koin activity. Koin activity, why I don't have the Koin activity getting set up? Okay, so what's not attached to the application instance? You can't request view model before on create call. So here I'm getting the error. It's saying that not attached to the activity. So what's the problem? So Koin application. Okay, so let's check it out again, guys. What's the main problem here? So we have started the Koin, added the necessary modules. Our Koin application is obviously being declared in our manifest. All right, so yeah, okay guys, so what's the problem is, okay, I got it. It's because our Koin activity should not be in app compact activity, it should be the scope activity. Okay, it should be attached to the scope activity. uh, okay, we are still having the errors. You can't create a coin activity. Coin. Okay, so here actually I'm having a problem here. Okay, that was just for the demonstration, guys, so let me. Okay, so now it's everything's working fine. So if I click the randomize, I will get a random number, and yeah, if I keep on clicking, I will generate other random numbers, right? As you can see here, and it's working pretty fine, and everything is working pretty fine, guys. So that's the error. So let me just verbosa. Yeah, everything is working fine, guys. So that's it, guys, and hope you like this video, and hope you will like we got a great idea or the cool concepts about dependency injection. So this video will end the entire tutorial about the dependency injection. So I defined about different dependency injection concepts, frameworks, right? Like first I talked about the manual dependency injection principles, then second I uh, gave you the implementation of dagger 2, and then thirdly I used also the hilt, and finally I used the Kotlin's most preferable Koin dependency injection. You can choose any among any of these this dependency injection principles and apply it in your project based on your application need and requirements. Okay, thank you, guys, and please do support me, guys. Please do subscribe me, so that I will be coming up with more amazing cool Android tutorials, Kotlin tutorials, Compose tutorials, Kotlin multi-platform tutorials. So if you support me, I will be coming out with more tutorials. So please do subscribe. If you have any questions, just write, comment me, and thank you very much for watching this video.